Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I've got game 2 between a best of 3 and our players are nAni, who is the red Protoss player in the lower right, and DIMAGA, who is the blue Zerg in the top left. The map's Sahana. This is from DreamHack Summer 2012 and my god was it awesome. Yes it was. That was a rhetorical question I decided to answer myself. Anyway, so what can we expect from these two players? Well, if you haven't watched game 1, go and check it out. It was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It went one way, then the other way, and well, you've had enough warning to pause this now. nAni took it really convincingly. I thought that DIMAGA was actually going to go ahead and win. He put on so much early aggression, a massive bling bling bust, and it was just general brilliance. nAni somehow held it. I don't know how he managed to, but it was absolutely fantastic. He then managed to macro up really nicely and went for a big Colossus Stalker push with a War Prism for reinforcements, and wow is all I can say. DIMAGA obviously now 1 down, and in this best of 3 it means that it's match point for nAni from now on, and DIMAGA, he's got to win this game if this is going to go to a third round. And so far DIMAGA playing very similar to what he did before. He went for a 14 pull into a quick expansion and then a 4-minute third. Now nAni, what can we expect? Well, there's this pylon on the low ground, this map really quite easily to forge, fast expand, or may even see a Nexus first, possibly, no promises, but that would be what exactly the same as he did last game, and if it worked, why change anything? He held pretty much the worst DIMAGA could throw at him, and now it's all just about, can these players go for a repeat, or will DIMAGA be able to take this? So far, I mean, everything's standard. We can't really, there's not much to really say, so I'll do a quick shout out. If you do like any of these videos, please give them a thumbs up. That'd be super helpful for me. If you do like my casts, subscribe. I put up new games every single day from high level pros. It's all pretty damn awesome, so do check them out. Leave any comments or criticisms in the comment section below. We do have a Forge First expansion out here from nAni, so do keep an eye out for any pressure from DIMAGA, because it's not going to be as successful as it was last game, where of course it was that Nexus first build, and this is a much smaller area to defend as well. So to be honest, I don't foresee DIMAGA going for any early pressure. I mean, the only difficulty he has here is there are these rocks basically blocking off entrance to the third. So the third can be taken, just defending it can be a little bit awkward if too much pressure is put on, especially because taking these rocks out with Zerglings takes forever. Now we do have a probe just completing the wall off. This photon cannon can cover everything, so to be honest, I really don't see why DIMAGA would try and push through this. It'd be so difficult. It only takes a couple of force fields to defend everything. DIMAGA is clearing out this probe. He's taking his third base. Again, that's even before the 4-minute mark. That is crazy quick, DIMAGA. Absolutely crazy. He's only got those 2 Zerglings out, which I think is a brilliant move. This Overlord will have to move at some point. Just really taking a good check of what's going on. There's a gateway down, the second gas coming, the Nexus about to finish, but to be honest, DIMAGA, great spot. He's exactly where he wants to be. It's just how he deals with any pressure that nAni decides to throw at him, and still the chrono boosts are going off on the Nexus, so pro production is the key here for nAni. So we'll be interested to see how much it can do. We've got that gateway getting a zealot out to complete the wall off, and the probe will diligently go off to go and see what he can find. This 1 queen moving down to the natural base, no 3rd queen in production yet, so very stylistic of DIMAGA here, not wanting to get too many queens out as some Zerg players do. The 3rd base is 3/4 done here for DIMAGA already. The +1 ground weapons are on their way. If you remember in game 1, that wasn't able to complete. Some Zerglings took out the Forge first. But we do have this Warp Gate tech coming out as soon as the Cyber Core does finish, and will we see chrono boosts on there? Only time will tell. That's a really big indicator. If you see chrono boosts coming off on the Cybernetics Core, you know there's probably going to be a lot of early gateway pressure. That's the only reason to chrono boost it. Now this is a big tell for this Overlord, is the 3rd and 4th gas have been thrown down. It's admittedly there's been no scout in the main, but it's something. I mean, if you hadn't taken the gas in the main by now for some crazy reason, take it at the natural and it'll confuse the hell out of a Zerg player. Because this says, I'm teching. I'm going to tech really hard and not going to come and attack you for quite a while. So what DIMAGA's response to that will be is, well, if you're not going to attack me, I'm going to drone, and then I'm going to drone some more. And once I'm up to my 70 to 80 drones, I'm then going to come and kill you. And that's really the game you're playing here. And obviously nAni's response is, just tech up hard, get more high-end units, the Colossi numbers he needs to deal with any threat that DIMAGA could throw at him. We do have this one Zealot coming in, which will manage to get a drone kill, which is never a bad thing. I mean, if you do get a kill on a drone, you're always happy as a Zealot. And I mean, 2 drones on red health there, but they should be able to get away, and that's actually pretty nice. I mean, lost, it was pretty much worth it that it forced a couple of Zerglings extra as well. Double Evos coming up for DIMAGA. That says super early upgrades are on the way. A very upgrade heavy build. We do have 3 gateways and a Twilight count, so that'll take them up to 4 gates, so I expect to see quite a lot of Blink come out. We do also have the possibility of DTs, or what else could we get? We could get DTs, we could get High Templar, Archons are an option. There's a lot of different things nAni can do from that. Or we could just say straight up Blink play. Blink very, very effective, especially at a high level when the micro is absolutely spot on. So far we've got 5 gateways in production now, so this is going to be a really big Blink play. That takes them up to 6 gates, and well, 6 gates with Blink is very, very effective. Not quite all in. These rocks may get taken out soon, especially as the sentry numbers get higher. DIMAGA getting his lair out. He's also adding on 2 extra gas, that'll take him up to 4 gas, and the Zerglings now absolutely eating away at these rocks. Now, if you look, this is absolutely the fastest Zerglings can kill these rocks, and you can see it takes absolutely forever. Luckily, DIMAGA is safe at the moment. Down at nAni's base, well, he's getting out that robotics facility, so this is a lot of stuff coming out. There comes the Blink, so this robotics facility, the Observer will be on its way. We may also see a couple of Immortals to deal with any roaches, but DIMAGA again going for that Baneling nest, so favouring that Ling Bling style as opposed to Ling Roach, which is very, very common against Protoss. We do have that Macro Hatch as well on its way here, and so far DIMAGA playing very, very similar in terms of tech to game 1, but being a lot less aggressive. I mean, he's up to 60 drones already, but he's now flooding with an awful lot of Zerglings, so wants to deny this 3rd base. This Overlord, I believe, must be able to see these rocks coming down. Yep, he can, so he knows this 3rd base is coming, and here comes all of the Zerglings, and this 3rd base is suddenly going to get cancelled. That's amazing timing there by DIMAGA, all from the scouting information he got from this Overlord. But DIMAGA won't be able to push in here because there's just too many sentries, too many force fields. But again, he's managed to delay this 3rd, getting drop tech yet again. So may see some more Baneling Rain, which is always awesome to watch. And it just all depends whether they can go off well, how effective it will be. But with Blink Stalkers, those Overlords could get sniped so easily, which would be a bit of a shame. There's still some more Zerglings here, will be forced to pull back. nAni's just got too much stuff there, and the 3rd base should be able to get secured. Having said that though, look at all these Zerglings. The Robotics Bay is on its way somewhere. Somewhere it is, at the back of the main, and that Robotics Bay means Colossi tech will be coming out. There is the Overlord speed upgrade coming. The +2 Protoss ground weapons are on their way. The two upgrades for DIMAGA are coming out. There's the Baneling speed, and this is going to be some big Baneling rain, and nobody likes acid rain, let alone like these gooey Zerg units which are filled with acid raining on you. That's even worse than acid rain. Imagine what Greenpeace would do if that actually happened. It would be terrible. Bit off topic there. But anyway, so we've got DIMAGA, who's looking in a good spot. He's just pumping out Zerglings after Zerglings. And where are all of his Overlords? Because he's going to need a lot of Overlords to carry all that. There is an Observer there, which is trying to get taken out, but is going to go down. And that was really, really close. Not quite enough space to actually hold up there, which is interesting. Don't know if it saw all of this or what tech it saw, but again, we've got those ventral sacks on their way out. We've got that Overlord speed finished. Baneling speed is about done. 2-2 is about a third done. Aspire on the way out now for DIMAGA. That's up against a lot of gateway units out for nAni at the moment, and he's also about to finish his first Colossi. He's got that extended thermal lance, and Colossus are so good. I mean, especially against Zerglings, Colossus are so powerful. They will just completely wreck all of this if they are able to get hits. But of course, if they're in Overlords, the Colossi suddenly are completely useless. There goes Baneling speed kicking in. Those Banelings just happy to roll around. This pylon is not going to last very long at all. And really, this means DIMAGA's going to be able to take a 4th base, which is a good point for it. The creep spread going quite nicely. Still have quite a lot of Overlords kept up here, and to be honest, I'll be interested to see when DIMAGA chooses to try and go for this Bane Rain. If he waits too long though, the Colossi numbers are going to get very, very high very quickly. There's already 2 Colossi out, and that Spire is not done yet. Needs to get that Spire out for the Corruptors to deal with those Colossi effectively. Also getting out that Roach one, so He's going to transition into game. We'll rotate the 2-2 ground melee upgrades nearly done for DIMAGA and Flying Shock. That's like that Old Spice advert, and you're on a boat. Anyway, so what else do we have? We have the Infestation pick coming down here for DIMAGA. This Overlord's still happily sitting in the back. nAni is getting a lot more units out, and he is getting in a position where he's ready to move out. That third Colossi will probably join in on this mix, and kind of 4 Colossi is the money spot, so it melts roaches really quickly as well. But against Zerglings, 3 Colossi will be very, very effective. 9 more Banelings are in production. That'll add to the 37 already on the field, and 150 Zerglings. So, my god, that is a lot of stuff. And there is a little Baneling drop, but it's going to get taken down very quickly. One Baneling does explode. That gives away the Baneling tech already, and the drop tech to nAni, so he knows exactly what he's dealing with. There is the option of big Baneling Rain, and talking of big Baneling Rain, here it all comes. What are the Zerglings going to do? Are they going to try and surround? Doesn't want to engage until they're on creep. The Zerglings need to trap as much of this as they can, and in come all of these Overlords, and suddenly nAni is throwing down a lot of Force Fields, but Force Fields are not effective against Overlords, and out come all of these units. All of nAni's forces are trying to run away. Another wave of Force Fields, and suddenly all the Banelings are not there, but they're streaming in. The Colossi are taking huge damage. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Only 1 Colossi still standing, and just with so many Zerglings, these Stalkers could be in a lot of trouble. They are cornered. Now 1 Colossi is the only thing really saving him. Now that's down. This is pretty much over. Amazingly held by DIMAGA then, even though that Bane Rain didn't quite connect as well as it could have done. Suddenly nAni's in a huge problem. There's a swirl of 118 Zerglings all coming straight for nAni's third. And what do you do in this position? Well, I believe the technical term is you panic. That is all you can do. Look at all of this. Look at all these Banelings. Even like morphing the Banelings by the pylon, as it would say, this is about to come at you, bro. Do what you can. And to be honest, 3 sentries are not going to be able to hold this off long enough. The Colossi is going to be essential, is about to pop. If that stays up, it could help tremendously against this force. But to be honest, it's loaded up again, and we're going to have more Bane Rain. Suddenly this is going to be a huge problem. There is not enough Stalkers out to deal with this. DIMAGA is, well, just going to overwhelm this force, even though nAni's doing a great job by spreading everything as best he can. But here comes the Banelings. Even the Colossi are about to get taken down by Banelings if it's not too careful. And this is just not looking good. I expect to see a GG any second from nAni, because there's just so much stuff here. But it looks like by some miracle, nAni isn't actually going to die yet, but he's lost so much of his economy. 29 workers already being killed, and I mean, even with this transfer, these Zerglings are going to be able to pick up just so many. There's only a handful of Stalkers left. This Colossi, if it does stay up, could help tremendously, but still a nice hold position there for DIMAGA, and he's going to have to wait a little bit. He could pick up this third base, which would be very, very helpful. The High Templars are out morphing into an Archon. The Archon is going to be very good against those mass Zergling type forces, and this third Nexus should stay up comfortably. If we take a look at the income, suddenly this is getting very much in DIMAGA's favour. 44 to 69 workers in DIMAGA's favour. The 3-3 upgrades coming out. The Great Aspire on its way. The Infestors are out now, and to be honest, that was just nAni dodging a bullet. He was kind of, that was a bit like being shot in the leg and being told to run away before you catch him. And that's essentially the position that nAni's in now. He's just over half the supply of DIMAGA, and I would not like to be in nAni's position right now. He's going to have such a tough time trying to hold this off. I mean, Adrenal Glands is even on the way now, the Road Speed on its way, and to be honest, this force is just so scary looking. If we actually look at the army supply, 89 to 44 after that warp in. Now, that isn't really close. That's just scary. The incomes are very, very different. The amount of bank, very, very different. DIMAGA does have his 4th base up. I'd like to say DIMAGA take this 5th base. I mean, he can. He's got enough stuff, but obviously he wants to go and end this game as soon as possible. But if you wait too long against a big crushing push like that before you go for your next big push, you can have a problem. But I mean, he's just waiting for those Broodlords, and to be honest, the Stalker count is just not high enough to deal with those Broodlords. 12 Stalkers will not deal with a big number of Broods, which is exactly what I expect DIMAGA to go. The Great Aspire is now finished. His 3-3 upgrades half done, and well, DIMAGA is just exactly where he wants to be. I don't think there's anything that nAni can do right now. He's getting more Archons out. He's somehow kept this 3rd base up, which was really his only saving grace, and he's catching back up in terms of the probe numbers. He's had to cut Colossi production though, and with only 1 Colossi against a whole load of Broodlords, Corruptors, Zerglings, Infestors, Roaches, what can you do? Well, not much. Basically, DIMAGA is just gearing up. He wants to definitely end it with this push. He doesn't want to take any risks. He wants his Broodlords there. He may even wait for that 3-3 to finish. before he engages. And that'll be 3-3 against 3-1, which is never a fair fight, to be honest, but this 4th base coming out for nAni, this could be essential. If it somehow got up, it would bring nAni back into the game a bit, and ultimately if DIMAGA loses all of this force, he could actually have problems because he hasn't secured a 5th base. He would be on equal bases with nAni, and once you're on 4 bases of Protoss, you can really get anything you want. The only thing nAni is missing is that mothership. If he did get a mothership out and the Colossi number is slightly higher, he'd be in good stead, but still, at the moment, DIMAGA is just in a great position. Love the use of these overlords here by DIMAGA to join up the bases with creep. So many Zerg players forget you can do that. Once you're on there, use those overlords for creep spread. It is so good. These Zerglings just keeping around everywhere. And I mean, even a Stalker is going to go down here. He went down to just a couple of Zerglings, and DIMAGA even burrowed a Zergling with 2 HP just to make sure it stayed up. That is absolutely crazy. nAni is getting closer to max. DIMAGA is pretty much maxed out now, and well, he's even getting that +1 missile attack now. He's got a good count of Broodlords, 10 Broodlords, no Corruptors though at the moment. That could be the only sticking point, is no Corruptors if the Colossi numbers were higher, but with only 2 out, a third on the way, it shouldn't be too much of a problem with just so many Broodlords. And I mean, there's Banelings in there. What's the Baneling count at? 9 Banelings, 56 Zerglings, 6 Infestors against 5 Archons, 29 now Stalkers. They're going to be a bit better to deal with. But to be honest, DIMAGA, he needs to be really careful. He does not want a bad engagement here. He needs to take out this base without taking too many losses. The Blink Stalkers are going to be the big threat though, so the Fungal Growths are going to have to be absolutely perfect. And here we go, we got a good blink forward. The Fungal Growth does go off, but these Broodlords are getting focused down exceptionally quickly. The Infestors are getting taken down as well now. This is all getting very close, very fast. Some good Fungal Growths are chaining their way through though, preventing the Stalkers to go forward, but there is the money blink forward. The Fungal Growths do go down, but the Broodlords are going down faster, and well, 90 plus Zerglings in production here for DIMAGA now, and that could just be his saving grace. He may just have too much stuff, but for the moment nAni's actually in a really great spot, considering how badly that could have gone off for these 2 Broodlords. Will help with the defense. A good blink forward though from these Stalkers. Does expose these Archons though to just this stream of units. The Fungal Growths go down, and I just think DIMAGA has too much stuff right now. I think that is the key issue. The 4th base was taken down, and there's the GG from nAni, so that levels up this series 1 apiece. So stay tuned for Game 3 in the next video.